Now we're going to go ahead and look at SSIS itself. That's part of Visual Studio. So in order for you to go any further, you have to have Visual Studio installed with the SQL Server data tools for business intelligence. Now I have videos out on my YouTube site that talk about how to get this installed. And hopefully by now you've got everything ready to go. And if you do, let's get started. Our first step is to locate the SQL Server data tools for Visual Studio 2013. Again, these videos are using SQL Server 2014 and Visual Studio 2013 because it's before the release of 2016, although they'll be applicable to working with 2016 as well when it finally comes out. But for right now, let's go ahead and stick with what is tried and true, the 2013. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. This is what you should see when you first start. You'll need to go through and create a project. So make a file, new project, and from there you should see the business intelligence templates over on the left. Now, there's every chance in the world you don't see C# and C++ and Visual Basics. That's because you probably just installed the SQL Server data tools for BI. I do a lot of different programming tasks, so I've installed these extra plugins for other languages. But all we're concerned about is the business intelligence ones. Right now, we're only concerned with one of them, and that's the integration services. There is a wizard. The wizard actually will launch a nice little tool that will ask you what you want to import and where you want to export it to, import it to. And it actually works pretty well. It's a nice wizard. But we're going to focus on learning how to create things from scratch. So I'll go ahead and create an integration services project. Let's see, integration service project 1. I could probably live with that. Probably should give it a better name. But let's try this. How about mod 03 SSIS demos? Now, when you first create a new project, Microsoft has launched a little welcome box here, getting started. It's kind of cool. They've got little links that you can go out to. Oops, a little bit too large there. Where you can go through and download some examples. And let's see. It looks like this video is needing Silverlight in order for me to be able to watch it. I'm not sure how much I really want to get Silverlight. But I can go ahead and download it. Silverlight is Microsoft's basic version of Flash. Let's see, where did I put this? And it's running a WMV file, which is a Windows Media file. I think the sound needs to be turned up quite a bit. Anyway, it could be because I'm recording over it. But this is their tutorial. It's pretty much kind of what we're doing here. It's a little bit different version. This is 2012. But in general, it's kind of a cool thing. So they have provided you with some help to get started. I encourage you to take a look, see what they got going. I have another Microsoft tutorial I'll point you to at a later point in time. But in general, that's what that does. There's another thing you should know. If you go to the Solution Explorer tab, it should be down here. And by the way, sometimes your interface and mine will look different. If they do, you can go up here to the window option and choose the Reset Window Layout feature. And it will restore it back to its default look and feel. Now, this is not my favorite look and feel. I like to move things around. So, for example, I like the properties sheet or window to be moved up. I'm going to put it right there in this middle of this cross here and let go. That way I can see it in full screen. Team Explorer is great, but I'm not using it right now, so I'll close it. And I don't expect you guys to have Team Explorer showing up on yours. This is for some more advanced work I'm doing in a team environment. So that would work. And then the other thing that you'll need is the SSIS toolbox. Now, before I get into details about creating packages and configuring them and the like, let's take a quick reminder about what SSIS is doing. It's used to extract data from files of various sources or transaction processing databases typically, and export them from their source typically into some kind of reporting database. But it could also be used to put things in transactional databases or a reporting database, a fancy one like Data Warehouse. And that's kind of what we're focusing on. It actually can be used to move things around from text files to other text files or up to an FTP site. It's a very, very flexible tool. We are only going to be looking at just the portion that's associated with the standard practices in business intelligence, and that is copying data from extracting data from the transactional processing database, transforming it as it goes through SSIS, and then loading it into a data warehouse. In future classes, we'll be talking about using cubes and tabular and reporting structures, but right now we're just interested in this portion. So next up, we want to look at SSIS packages in more detail, and that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to tell you more about how packages work in that next video.